Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect. This is episode 19. Today's date is October 22nd, and I am Duds or Duds Versus, known everywhere else you can find me.
And I'm Bankadapple, or Bank for short, and today we're going to talk about some Minecraft. But before we do that, how was your week this week?
I'm just realizing we're 19 episodes in, and we've had like the same exact intro through everything. I don't know if people are getting tired of hearing that same intro or not. We might have to change it up just to hear Bank get bleeped again.
Yeah, we could try and change it up for a bit. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Let's see. This week I did some live stream, which was a bunch of random stuff on the server. Can't remember what we did. What was it? We put a flying death flap in the
We did
pumpkin.
a lot of random stuff, didn't we?
Yeah. Worked on a
We
rocky
helped.
mountain next to my base, a balcony.
Yeah, we went to Dev, looked at his tunnel.
Looked at Dev's tunnel. I don't know, some random stuff. And then I prepped for a video that I haven't started really recording. I've got the intro clip, and that's like it. But yeah, I didn't do a ton of work. I promise I'm working on stuff. Does that count?
Sure, why not? I mean, don't have to have a busy week every week.
Yeah, what about you? What have you been doing?
I actually have been busy in Minecraft.
You liar.
No. Well, I uploaded the episode today.
Yeah,
Or
show off.
yesterday for when it's like when you listen to this. I made a farm. I built it in creative first. I don't really know why, just to sort of check it out. It was fun building something.
Yeah.
And then I built it on the Ripple server, which was really nice. I'm really happy how it turned out. And that's a cool mechanic.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to give away, but I've seen it, and it's pretty awesome.
It uses a Vindicator, which is
Always
the main
fun.
thing, right? Which is always fun. It's sort of the same kind of farm that I made in last map on the Kamicraft server.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't hide it this time.
I was on last map for like hours the other day trying to get inspiration for this new room I'm working on.
Oh, right.
And I think I have it. I just have to build it. The only problem is it's going to require quartz. And I have quartz, but I'm pretty sure it's going to empty my quartz supply when I'm done.
I mean, maybe we can get one of those villagers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Could be something to work on in the stream on Friday.
If that's it, though, should we move on to the news?
Yeah, there was some pretty cool news, I thought. It was a new snapshot. 19W42A. Which has some changes to dispensers, which I think is cool. Dispensers now eject water bottles when not facing water. I wasn't sure what that meant, but I think it means that they just shoot out the water bottle when the dispenser isn't facing water.
I think it's when, like,
Or an empty
I guess
bottle.
I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, it shoots out.
I'm not sure either.
Because obviously if you shoot a water bottle into water, it just fills the bottle. But it's already got water in it.
I guess they didn't do anything with an empty bottle or something.
Yeah, I guess.
And fire charges, when they get launched from a dispenser, they now light a campfire, which I think is pretty cool.
Yep.
I would have assumed they already did, but yeah, sure.
And
And one I really like is they can dispense armor stands.
Yeah, I think everyone's been waiting for that. Everyone, as soon as armor stands came out, they went, "Why doesn't it dispense out of a dispenser?"
I know, right?
It's
That's
kind
gonna
of
make
funny
jump
to
scares
see.
so much easier as well.
Yeah, it's funny to see such a large object get shot out of a tiny hole.
That is true. Maybe that's why they didn't do it before, because it was a
Yeah.
bit like, would that fit?
Yeah, the other big news that everybody was looking forward to: slime and honey no longer stick together. Mojang heard our comments and agreed.
I already saw some stuff by Il Mango. He really abused it a lot.
Yeah,
already.
of course he did.
I liked it.
I'm sure Mojang wasn't even done like updating that, and he already had it figured out.
Yeah, like he already had the plans ready, like for when they were going to do it.
He's like, they will
wouldn't be
rue
surprised.
today.
Yeah, I like it. It's gonna be really interesting.
What else?
They removed the textures from Wax Block and Crystallized Honey.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's about all I can tell you. because I don't. I guess they had textures for it and they removed it. So maybe they had an idea of implementing the blocks, and now they were like, yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I remember when everyone saw the wax block, the thought of candles as a light source in an update was kind of high on the list.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that.
Because think about it, you already have string, so you combine string and a wax block. Now you have candles. But I think torches kind of already work as a candle, so I don't know what would happen there.
I don't know. When they mentioned candles, I was picturing something like sea pickles.
True. Same here.
Like you could place one, which would be a small one, and then place another one, and it gets a bit brighter, and then you could place like probably 4.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the idea I had when I heard candles, but who knows? Yeah?
Yeah, same idea popped in my head.
Okay.
Man, we flew through the news.
Yeah, I really liked the dispenser ones, but that didn't make for much conversation, which is alright, because we got plenty to talk about, I think.
I think the dispenser stuff was just old bugs that are finally getting fixed. I think they were on everyone's radar as it's going to happen at some point. Mojang just needed the time to do it. And with bees and bugs, they've got the time finally.
I guess it also fits in with their promise of like trying to spend a lot of time on fixing things.
Yeah, to me this feels like the stabilization update.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign, I guess, that they're working on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they kind of said it was like by Christmas of this year, this update 115 should be out.
Hopefully. I mean, it seems like they're fairly close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how stable the snapshots are, but yeah.
I don't know either. It all depends if they've got some thing that they're hiding from us that they want to implement, and they're just seeing if it causes any major bugs before they do.
I mean, I'd like a surprise.
I would too, but I wouldn't mind if it's just fixing the game.
If they keep this update, because it's sort of small now, although the honey blocks definitely made it kind of a big update.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're not really implementing that much. But if they're using that to do a lot of fixing and stuff, that I'd be really fine with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm especially excited for the rendering engine update.
I'm not really. I haven't heard much. Well, I've heard about it, but I'm not really sure how that would. Like, I guess the game would run smoother.
Yeah. Think about it. You already end up doing, 300 frames easily in your base?
Yeah. Although I don't have much going on in my base, so mine is quite easy to get high frames.
Well, people who chill out around 30 would no longer be chilling out around 30. They'd be looking at around 100.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that would be a great improvement.
Yeah. If it works the way it's supposed to. I got the feeling it's not going to be a huge improvement, but if they get to the point where people who need Optifine no longer need Optifine to play, that would be awesome. That would be cool.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be like a gradual upgrade as well. It's not going to be an instant sort of 100 frames increase, but it's just going to gradually be better the more they develop it.
And I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah. Well, again, it's one of those sort of, we're upgrading the game, we're working on that. I'm really cool with that if they're working on that for a bit.
You look at maps now, the longer you play in the map, basically the more your frames drop as the map gets older, because you got more stuff going on. The more detail you put into a build, the more it hurts your computer, and it shouldn't be like that. Well, it should be like that, because that's the way video rendering works, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, the more there's in there.
A game like Minecraft, where everything's just cubes, should not stress out your CPU.
I wouldn't know. I guess not. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they try to take advantage of graphics card rendering instead of putting so much on the CPU.
Oh yeah, because I don't think Minecraft uses like the graphics card at all, does it?
I think there's a way to kind of force it to, but I think you're right. I don't think it really uses it. I'm sure someone will correct us if we're wrong.
I'm sure there's some people who know more about this than we do.
Yeah, we're casual software people.
Yeah.
We know enough to make it not break when it works.
I know some things about other things of software, but This is more like hardware, software thingy, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, so should we get into the main discussion? Because it's kind of a big one today.
Yeah, but before we do, let's plug the Discord a bit.
Okay.
We have a Discord, people. If you want to hang out with us and other Withering Effect members, then join it. It's awesome. You can ask us questions, have a chat with everyone. You should join us there. Yeah.
And that's big because today is basically a listener comment episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't intended to be, but we thought, hey, why don't we ask everyone's opinion on the topic we chose? And you guys just kept going.
Yeah, they went ham, which was awesome. I loved
really
it.
was.
Yeah, and there were so many great comments.
Okay, but let's start with the non-main topic comments and questions out from earlier in the week.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll let you read the first one.
All right. Well, Frost Patrol asked us, where would you be without Minecraft? Which I thought was an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask you first. Where would you be without Minecraft?
I would probably still be playing Battlefield. Minecraft was big for me because, one, I remember, so my buddy Swabby, he's my roommate now, at the time said, hey, you have to download Minecraft and play this game. And I was already out of college at this point, and this was, maybe 3 or 4 years ago? Maybe 5 now? I don't know. Anyways, I looked at that game and I said, no. He's like, why not? And I said, no, that's a stupid looking game. It's got horrible graphics. Not doing it. And then he baited me with other YouTube videos about Minecraft and the fact that I have an architecture degree. He said, look, you can build stuff. He goes, don't worry about anything else. We'll keep bringing you supplies and you just keep building and we'll see how you like it. So I played it around for a little bit and sure enough, I got hooked, played the crap out of it. And then I was watching some YouTube videos. I believe it was False Symmetry's setup tour from years ago came on.
Okay.
And to see how little stuff she actually had to make YouTube videos, I went, well, I have that kind of stuff. I can make YouTube videos. And so I started messing around with my laptop and doing it, and I was playing on PS4 at the time, and I just said, you know what? Not good enough. So I looked into buying a gaming PC, because, buying a gaming PC for Minecraft makes complete and total sense.
Oh, of course. Why not?
Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up buying a PC that it was DIY, build yourself, here are the parts.
Right.
I have never built a PC in my life. I've never taken the cover off a PC in my life.
Oh, dang.
And I literally just read the motherboard user manual. The guy at work who said I could do it said, dude, literally, it only goes together one way. You can't mess it up. So I said, okay.
That's what they always told me as well. It's really just plug and play, and it's kind of... It just explains itself, sort of.
Yeah. The only real thing you have to look out for is where you put your RAM sticks, obviously. Because if you have multiple RAM sticks, the slot obviously matters. Heck, if you have one RAM stick, the slot matters. Yeah, so I ended up building a PC, got hooked on building PCs. I've now built 2 PCs in my time, helped my roommate build his. I got hooked into the Battle Stations Reddit. So I became all about getting a setup that looked really cool, nice microphones.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Making YouTube videos, getting into live streaming, which now is a Friday night ritual. I don't know why I chose that night, but sure enough, that's a thing. And then I got hooked on podcasts, so now I'm sitting here talking to you guys. That's where I am with Minecraft. So without Minecraft, I'd probably be sitting in the corner playing Battlefield, was it 5 now?
Who knows? Yeah.
Being bored off my butt. Or maybe I would have done something to make myself a millionaire. Who knows?
You would have gotten a decent job and stuff.
Darn you, Minecraft!
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so what about you? Where would you be without Minecraft?
I mean, I'd probably be playing some kind of game for sure. That's something I've always done since I was really little. I played World of Warcraft for quite a while, like before I played Minecraft. And
Yeah.
like you, I had the same thing. Like I saw Minecraft, and my brother was actually into it, and he was like, "Oh, my friends always make these cool mechanisms and all kind of automated farms, and you would really like that."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, sort of like you. This is, I don't know, this is a bit of a game. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Carl!
We did so well. This actually was an accidental one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't look that great, and I always had the idea it's a really young audience. And then after a while, I just kind of gave it a try, and I was like, this is really cool. I actually used like the 30-minute trial thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I want to see more of this. And then I bought the game, and then I just played a lot in single player, and then I went to start playing multiplayer, and on servers. And then you started sort of pushing me into doing YouTube, along with other server members, which is awesome because now I'm doing YouTube, and that sort of led me into figuring out how to make animations and stuff. Also to help you out, and just because I thought it was interesting, but it gave me a reason to sort of do that. And now I'm like modeling a lot in Blender and stuff. I'm not sure if I would have been doing that without Minecraft.
So basically, you're like me. You'd be sitting on your rear end not doing anything, or you would have been a millionaire.
Yeah, I'd probably be playing like a lot of random games, because in between, like, I still play a bunch of games, but they usually keep me interested for like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah, I've seen this. I mean, it was a fun game, but you sort of finish the game or whatever. Minecraft is so versatile. It just keeps you going. There's always something new to do and to discover.
It's so never ending.
Yeah, which I really like about it. But yeah, getting into animating and stuff, and because of YouTube, that's really something that really kind of came out of Minecraft, I guess.
Yeah, for all you guys that know, my intro is animated by Bank the Duds versus spinning around. All I did was have him make 2 different animations, the Duds versus spin and the rippling effect in the water, and I just kind of threw them together, so that's all Bank.
Yeah, you just told me what you wanted, and I did it kind of for you. I also made my own intro and outro animation.
Yeah. Hey, Bank, my logo color has changed, you know.
Oh, yeah, I could look into that.
I'm just messing with you, don't worry about it.
I mean, you could probably use the same thing and just change the color on it.
Well, and you helped out with all my banners on my stream page.
Yeah,
all the little character poses. That's Bank. Yeah. My Be Right Back screen, that entire screen is basically Bank.
Oh, yeah.
That was rendered my desk cool. in Blender.
That was a lot of fun recreating the desk, especially like all the little things on it.
Yeah, all the little figurines.
There was a little football helmet and a microphone stand. That was a really fun one to do.
Yeah. All the little figurines on my desk aren't little Duds versus Minecraft people. They're actual, like, little figurines and stuff.
Yeah, Duds just sent me a picture of his desk, and I saw, like, all the little clutter on it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put it in there. Yeah, your, what was it? Your controller and your headphones, I think, were on it as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun doing that.
It turned out so good. That's probably one of my favorite scenes, and it gets used the least amount of all of them.
That's okay, though. You don't want to overuse stuff anyway.
That's true.
This way it doesn't get boring. It gets used for a long time, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll go ahead and read the second one. It's from me_Jason. How do you feel about using data packs in your worlds? Obviously, some are vanilla tweakish and don't change the core game, but others are mod-like, geez, words, and drastically change the game. Which do you prefer? And would you use them in a single-player map? And I gotta scroll over. Where's my bar? My bar disappeared. I guess that's single versus multiplayer.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with data packs for the most part. To me, I don't like modded Minecraft at all. Mainly because most mods feel geared to just hoarding everything in the game.
Yeah, or just making things come easy.
Yeah. There are some really fun mods like that create furniture in the game, or you have chisels and bits, which could be a really nice artistic mod. I guess mods that add electricity are kind of cool, but to me, you stray so far from the core game, it's no longer Minecraft.
Yeah.
So any data pack that would do something like that, I'm fully against. A game that changes kind of the look of Minecraft, to me, isn't a big thing. Like, I would love armor stand data packs that actually hold weapons and shields. I think they can hold shields now, but you have to, like, dispense it on it, maybe?
I'm not sure. We used that in the mini golf area.
Yeah. I would love to have, like, pedestals or a way to hang swords that isn't an item frame.
Like a weapon rack?
Yeah. Or a full-on real bookshelf you can store books in. What is it? Bibliocraft, I think, is that
That's
mod.
sort of the one with the... What is it? With the furniture and stuff, right?
Yeah. To me, that's the one mod, if I was going to play modded, that I would play with. Just because I kind of like the idea of shelves that can actually hold stuff. And things. I just built, in my last episode, a room that held heads with shelves. And that's because heads are really one of the only items you can place on a shelf other than an item frame.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that. I think it was a mod, because it's quite old already, wasn't it? But that was... Yeah. I like that one. I don't know. With mods, I generally feel the same. Like, it strays too far from the regular game.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, well, they're aimed towards just hoarding or getting things easy. Or they change the game in such a way that I'm thinking, like, yeah, but this is just changing into that game. I'll go play that game, because it's made to do that. If that makes any sense. Like, it just turns into another game, which is really cool. But for a lot of them, I'm like, yeah, I'll just go play that actual other game.
Yeah. To me...
Although... Oh, yeah.
No, you go ahead and keep going.
I was going to say, like, I've seen some mods, and I've played around, like, occasionally with them, just a little bit. Usually I was kind of bored of it real quick. But I've seen some little things that I think are interesting. Like you say, with the Bibliocraft, I think it was. Like, there's a lot of those, I don't know, quality of life kind of thingies.
Yeah.
I saw one in, I think it was in the RL Craft mod pack. The trees they had branches and stuff. And I think you could craft smaller logs. I think that's really cool.
Red dragons.
Yeah, there it is for this episode.
There we go.
Flying red dragons. So they might actually be in that mod pack, I guess.
You showed me a thumbnail with a guy riding a red dragon, so...
Yeah, I think I made you one as well once.
Yeah, I still have it saved. It's a background.
But so I think there are some that could be interesting, but I can't be bothered to scroll through all the... What is it? Through the big forest of mods and find the few that appeal to me.
Mm-hmm. To me, the best data packs
are
the one...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the ones that are the best data packs are the ones that feel like it's just a natural progression of the game. Like, Hermitcraft had the stair crafting one that fixed the amount of stairs you got from the game.
Oh, yeah.
So what did Mojang do? We now have the stone cutter that fixes the amount of stairs you get for blocks. Granted, it doesn't do wood, which I'm still like, Mojang, come on.
I know, right?
It's like if I have an axe and I take the upper right-hand corner out of the one block, that's one stair. I don't understand why I need a third of a stair to make stairs. It doesn't make sense in my head. But those
I think you should
packs,
just be able to use wood on the stone gutter.
Yeah, those data packs to me are the ones that are a natural progression to the game. And I think Mojang really looks at, like, okay, how can we improve the game? Most people are using these data packs in vanilla. Let's try to implement it somehow.
Well, and we have used data packs on the KamiCraft server as well. Like the moped drops. I don't think that changes the game much. That's just, it adds a little bit.
Yeah. That's one of those...
nothing really out of it.
Yeah, improving the lifetime of the game kind of addition.
Yeah, just a little gimmick.
Yeah. We're not 100% sure what mods Ripple Effect uses. That's why we talk so much about KamiCraft, because we knew exactly what was going into the game. I know
we got the single player sleep one.
Yeah. Mad Cat's been doing a ton of data packs, I think, since the start of this map.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he made more than that we use on the server as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way I am. If it becomes modded, to me, it's not worth it.
It quickly becomes... It turns into quite a bad game, I think. Yeah.
Unless it's a red dragon.
Someone just make a mod pack where you get a rideable red dragon.
And it can only be ridden by duds.
Oh boy.
It's
well,
gonna
that means
happen.
It's gonna get killed a lot.
Probably.
Oh,
just splat right into a
Let's
wall.
just kill it.
Okay, but should we get into the main topic for this?
Let's go to the main topic. Yeah.
Okay, so this was talked about in the live stream. There we go. Words. Holy cow. We were talking about enchantments. The good, the bad, the ugly, the useless, the bane of our arthropods. Oh crap, I dropped my pen. Anyways.
Good job.
I want to start with like kind of laying out how we kind of view enchantments. A lot of people will probably have different opinions or whatever, but like enchantments, the overall, I guess, categories you could put them in. So you have armor enchantments, stuff like blast protection or just protection in general, depth strider, aqua infinity, stuff like that. You have the weapon enchantments, which is like sharpness, infinity. What's another one? Fire aspect.
Yeah, looting.
And then you have tools, which is like efficiency, fortune, silk touch. Then you have the all-inclusive, which is mending and unbreaking, because that goes on everything.
Yeah,
but
those are the only two as well, I think.
Yeah, and then you have curses, which kind of also go on everything, but they are not good for you. The binding and vanishing.
The vanishing gets used a lot on less friendly servers. Like, because then if they die, the other one can't take the gear.
That's true. I could see that.
So it has a sort of use, but in general, like how we play the game, it generally isn't that useful.
Yeah. So that's how we would kind of categorize our enchantments. Mm-hmm. Now, both me and Bank came up with our own enchantments. Do we want to talk about those first, or do we want to go ahead and go into the listener comments from the Discord?
Ooh.
I think we should talk about ours first.
All right, let's do ours first.
All right, you go first.
So I thought of an interesting enchant, because we use, I think a lot of people use Optifine, and I used it for a long time, just so I could get the zoom button. Yep. So I thought, what about getting binoculars enchant that you could put on your helmet, and then you could zoom in with that, or maybe if you put it on that it's automatically zoomed in, that you have to switch helmets. I guess an enchantment that gives you a button to press and then something happens, exactly like Optifine's zoom. I think that could be interesting. That might open up a new sort of way of or enchants for Minecraft. Yeah. I kind of like them to be passive as well. Just, they're an enchant, they're sort of simple on the background. You don't have to do anything for it.
Yeah, I mean, think
about
it.
I think
if Mojang fixes the rendering engine, people no longer need Optifine. People no longer have the cheaty zoom key.
That's a good point.
Binocular enchantment. Ta-da.
Yeah, I think that could be nice, especially since the zoom function. Well, I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I can't live without it anymore.
And I think you can do it in game anyway, right? If you switch your field of view and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it just changes the settings a bit. You just put it in game. Yeah, I think that could be a fun one.
I agree.
So what about your enchant? What did you come up with?
So my enchant is also an armor enchantment like yours. It's called Saturation.
Okay.
So what it does is whenever you strike an enemy, it gives you saturation. Fills up your food bar.
Oh.
So while you're fighting, you don't have to worry about eating as long as you keep killing. Or keep striking, I should say.
Oh, I like that. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, if your food bar is full, you keep the regeneration effect. Which keeps you alive longer.
Right, and it kind of forces you to keep fighting and not doing the whole, I'm going to attack a couple mobs, run away, eat, jump back in, attack a couple mobs, run away, eat.
Yeah.
It gives you a reason to stay in the fight.
But if you put it on armor, it would work on a bow as well, I guess. You could just shoot from a distance.
I would have to guess so. I don't know if it would be something like it would drop XP orbs, like how mending works. I don't know if you would want to do that, because now you're adding more particle effects to the game and stuff.
Unless you add it into the XP orbs. I mean,
That's
in general, I really like the idea, though, of like, keeping your saturation up. It's not, like, it's strong, but it's not too strong. Like, if you would get, like, actual health hearts back or something, I feel that would be a bit too strong.
That's what I thought, because that was my original thought. And I was like, no, it's like mending. It's too OP.
Yeah, and now you're still dealing with, like, the natural regeneration you have in Minecraft. You just don't have to worry about eating, like you say, which is, I think that's awesome. I think that could be a really cool enchant.
Data pack. Somebody. Give me red dragons, give me saturation.
That might actually be an option. Well, do the binocular one as well.
Oh, yeah, might as well. You zoom in with Optifine and then put your binocular helmet on. You can see, like, every little pixel in the game.
I mean, you would see beyond render distance. Like, you just look in the void.
It just x-rays the world to blank space.
Zooms too far. Oh, jeez.
Alright, but we're going to move on to listener comments, because yesterday we put the question in the Discord what you guys would do with enchantments. We didn't ask you to create your own. Just kind of, what would you tweak? And holy cow, we didn't expect the response.
No. And that was like one thing everyone was, like, agreeing on.
Yeah.
And that's nobody likes Bane of the Arthropods. Like,
yeah, let's just go ahead and throw that out there. Nobody likes it.
It's I mean, I agree. It feels worthless.
Why would you put that on a weapon?
I mean, yeah.
Unless you're doing a spider farm, there's no real point.
I was just gonna say, like, I made one for my spider farm, but even then, I didn't really need it. Like, my regular sharpness sword does fine.
I could put it out there that in live stream, I discovered I wasn't using a sharpness sword all season. So for a year and a half, I've been using a crummy sword, and I still chose to use it over the Bane of Arthropods sword in his spider farm.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. No one likes Bane, even when you're using it for killing spiders. It's worthless.
Yeah, I mean, spiders are so specific. Oh, granted, I think bees are gonna be added, right?
Yeah.
But they're sort of neutral mobs, I believe.
I think you gotta like attack their hive or something.
That goes for it. Yeah, you got the undead one. I forgot the name of the enchant.
That's the one that's on my sword right now. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
Smite.
That's sort of useful. There's quite a lot of things that are affected by it. But Bane of the Arthropods, yeah, I think they missed on that one.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and start with C3PO, because she straight up said Bane of Arthropods were the first words out of her mouth. Can't talk about it. We talked about it. So everyone else who commented about Bane of Arthropods, we're going to go ahead and drop it there. We kind of nitpicked on stuff, because if we read the entire comment for every person who commented, this would be a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah.
So we're taking sentences and stuff from each comment that we really liked, even stuff we didn't like, so we can talk about it and why we didn't like it. So maybe it could be tweaked to be better.
I'm not sure if didn't like it would be the right word.
That's
we
true.
Just not really agree on it, I guess.
That's a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
I don't like you. No, I just don't agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, even some of them I kind of like, but I'm just like, I wouldn't want that. If that makes sense. But let's go on. Yeah.
I think a speed type of enchant for an axe used in combat would be interesting. I love this. Kind of like a sweeping edge for the sword, but something for the axe.
Yeah, because I mean, it is slower than the sword, which is sometimes kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm.
If you could speed that up, that would be nice. Yeah.
I mean, to me, if you put efficiency on the axe, because that makes cutting down trees faster, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That should also kind of count towards combat.
It does.
It does already?
Yeah, it might have more than just that, but when you hit someone who's blocking with a shield, if you hit them with an axe, the shield gets disabled for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the higher your efficiency enchant, the longer the shield gets disabled.
Oh, but it still doesn't affect like the speed of the swing.
Oh no, it doesn't do that. But it does have an effect for the axe at least.
Well, I think if they just add some kind of speed to the efficiency, it'd be a perfect enchant for that.
Yeah.
So tweaking what is already there, awesome.
I wouldn't mind speed on boots either, to be honest.
Ooh.
I think that could be interesting.
Immediately in my head, the old Flash stuff popped up. Flash,
Well, maybe make it shift wouldn't work. Like, so you would
Ooh.
run off edges if you shift. To give you... To make it not too strong.
Yeah, so you'd get speed boost, but you couldn't shift.
Yeah, so you would only use it if you walk, like, big distances. But else you would wear it all the time, and it would just be like, oh yeah, you gotta have it on your boots always.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think everyone agreed on. Well, you gotta have every enchant on everything anyways. The god type armor and stuff was too much.
You should be you don't really have to pick and choose. You can just get it all.
Yeah, and the thought was to make negative style enchantments. I think we're going to talk about that at some point. I don't agree with making things have negative effects, but just not a positive effect all the time, if that makes sense. And we'll go more into that when we get to some of these other comments, because some of these comments pointed out way better than I can talk about.
Yeah, so some of them pointed it out and gave ideas, so we'll go more in depth when they come up.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead for the next one?
Yeah, sure. That was actually something me and Carl got to talk about. But Vindicators, their axes aren't really enchanted, or sometimes they show as enchanted, but the effect doesn't really work.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be nice if you use it for farms, and you would be able to give them like a fortune or a looting enchant or a fire aspect enchant. So they work nicely for farms. Because if you name them Johnny, they'll just attack anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was nice, because we actually ran up to it during this week, and I was like, oh, we didn't really expect that. And even sometimes when they wear an enchanted axe, it just doesn't really do much, it seems.
Yeah, and I mean, you can do this with foxes, right? You can give them an enchanted diamond sword. And
apparently. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, their enchantments will work there, so it would make sense to do it with Johnny's and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it. If they wouldn't pick up anything else than an axe, that's kind of their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But still, even, like, pick up an axe if it's better. Why not?
Yeah.
It would be terrifying having it run around with, like, a sharpness 5 diamond axe. That would be... Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. I already don't like Vindicators, so...
Yeah, they already hurt so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, our next comment came from me_Jason. A lot of his comment was going to be used, so I'll try to shorten it as best I can. He'd argue that mending is too OP. Kind of agree, but I don't really know how you would fix it.
It's a tricky one, yeah.
Mending, to me, was brought in to fix the fact that they ruined repairing armor. You remember where they did that whole... You could no longer just keep giving diamonds to armor. After a while, they would just break. And everyone complained about it so much that they just put mending in the game. And now no one repairs armor. You just use mending.
Well, and because of that, before diamonds were kind of like, ooh, diamonds, they're sort of special. And they've always been used as currency on servers. They lost their value for me. Like,
very true.
I don't have to use really diamonds anymore, because you make one set. Okay, obviously some people die more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because of mending, you really never have to make a new set unless you lose it.
Yeah, and with the fact that you get so much loot from doing in cities and
Mm-hmm.
nether, what do they call those? Jeez, I can't
Uh,
think of it.
the fortresses?
Yeah, the fortresses.
Yeah.
You can get diamond loot from there, so you don't even have to waste your diamonds on building armor or tools if
Yeah,
you're lucky.
exactly.
And then you can trade with villagers. I forgot about that too. Weaponsmith and armor smiths.
Yeah, they can sell diamond stuff.
Yeah, so diamonds kind of took a hit with mending.
And all the other options there are to sort of replace it. But yeah, I don't really have to mine much anymore for things to get supplies.
Yeah. He also talked about adding an item to a tool for added effects, such as was it adding iron to an efficiency book to a pickaxe? All right, I'm not understanding that part. To instant mine iron, maybe, I don't know. To me, the bigger part
Yeah, I
was
think that's what he
adding
means. Like,
rotten flesh to a sword to do more damage to zombie mobs.
yeah, well, with the pickaxe, I think he means like add a efficiency enchant and an iron ingot, and then you can mine iron instantly, but nothing else. So it just gives it an extra effect towards like the item you put in.
Okay, I could see that.
I think that could be interesting. Like make specific tools, like one for obsidian. That could be really cool.
I could see that being very useful early game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice because let's face it, everyone goes from wooden tools to iron tools to diamond tools and never goes back.
No.
So maybe to give a reason to go back would be kind of cool.
Yeah, to use more than just the diamond tools.
Agreed. I think adding the flesh of the sword to increase zombie damage would be really cool, but at the same time, that gets into Bane of Arthropods area to have this specific enchant for one certain thing.
Well, he says for a time. So
That's true.
If it's
For a
like you
time.
add it to your sword, it's like poison. Like you rub poison on your sword, and for like half an hour you get an effect.
True.
If you have more than just rotten flesh, like I don't know, mushrooms do something as well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be interesting.
Agreed.
Like sort of rub-on effects.
Yeah, if it's done that way, that could be really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, what's next?
Omni. Obviously the Bane of the Arthropods thing.
Yeah.
He says that the main issue is that the enchants aren't really balanced. You don't really have to pick and choose which enchants you take. You just put everything on your armor. Which even got worse when they had the little vial with the gold armor. Mm-hmm. And I get this point. Like it makes sense. Like, oh, I'm going to the Nether and I'll have to make a fire-resistant armor, but I won't be effective against creepers. Yeah. I guess it's a way to create more different armor sets, and you sort of have to switch between it in different situations. Yeah, I like that.
I
agree. I think that's sort of an issue they have. It's enchanting is sort of a thing you add, and you don't have to think about it too much. You just add the stuff, and that's it. It's more of a chore than a tactical thing.
To me, I could see this being, while I 100% agree with it, and I want it in the game, I could see it being viewed as a hassle. So you have like, well, here's my nether armor, and here's my overworld armor, and here's my end armor. Obviously, nether would have blast protection and maybe fire resistance, whereas your regular world would just have straight up protection, maybe fire resistance or something like that. And then your end has feather falling or something like that. So I agree. I like the idea of you need to have multiple sets of armor at the go because it forces you to be more creative with how you play.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people going, I don't want it. That's too much.
It's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, I guess.
Yeah.
But you could compare it to a mod. Like some mods have automated cobblestone farms or whatever. It's like a block that just mines the stuff. Wouldn't this be a similar thing? Like we're just a little bit spoiled with how armor works now.
Oh, especially since God Armor came out.
Yeah, but in the end, maybe it would just make it a bit better if you're less spoiled within the armor options.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think taking a step back on the enchantments is the big thing, and getting them balanced to where you don't just throw everything on your armor at one time.
I mean, balancing is always hard in any game. Yeah, I think that... I mean, a step back would be difficult for a bit. People would complain about it. Probably me as well. But I think in the end it might do good.
Yeah. Let's move on. We have Link. She has 2 comments, and they kind of work together, so I'm going to read them both at the same time.
All right.
The first one was a magnet effect to your armor, so you can pick up mine blocks from further distances. I want to say that's a mod already, so it could be a linear step forward for Minecraft. I agree. I think that would be a fun enchantment.
I think it'd be really nice, like, when you have, for example, canyons, and you're, like, mining iron out of the side of it, and they fall down.
Yes.
It's like, yep, it's gone.
That's the biggest complaint, when you mine a block, and it falls down, even though you're standing right next to the block. And
in the Nether, it's even worse with, like, glowstone and quartz, and you're hanging over lava pits. You have no chance of picking it back up, because it gets burned.
Yeah.
I think that would be great to sort of have it pick up from a little distance. Yeah.
Well, and to me, this is where I think you can add in another armor slot. Because I've always thought you should have chest plate and then a secondary slot for your chest plate, that would combine your chest plate and elytra wings.
Yeah.
Maybe your chest plate can have an enchantment that allows you to add a secondary slot, so you can switch out elytra wings for this magnet effect.
Oh. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Getting ideas here.
But the second part of Link's stuff, she talked about, this is where I got kind of excited. I want fire aspect and protect enchants to have different glow colors.
Ooh.
So imagine a fire aspect with a red glow and a protect enchant with like a purple glow. I 100% agree. Everybody looks exactly the same and it looks dumb.
Yeah, it would be nice to have more variation in what enchanted stuff looks like.
Yeah. And you also have, she says, so many Minecraft players put a ton of love into their skins, and then we just cover it up with armor. 100% agree. My skin changes for holidays. It changes for little short skits I do, and you hardly can tell because I'm constantly wearing armor and in first person.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I mean, it's a hard thing to sort of fix.
Yes,
but yeah, a lot of people do put a lot of work in their skin, and it's a shame you just cover it up.
Yeah, maybe an invisible enchant that turns the armor invisible, or just gives you the glow effect. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting, I think. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah, do you want to do both of them since it's the same person also?
Yeah, Jason again. He was on a roll. He liked the magnet idea as well. Obviously, I like it too. What did he say? If you are wearing fire resistance boots, you turn snow blocks to water.
I thought that was a really cool idea.
I like that idea as well. It's sort of similar to water walking, but it acts differently. I think later on we had another one coming up. I'll leave it as a surprise for later. But yeah, I like that idea. I think that could be cool. Just have more sort of water walking things. That would add also to having the choice of like, oh, which enchant do I want?
Yeah, to me that would be kind of a curse.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Well, it's a useful curse because you could just place ice down and then walk on top of it, turn it all to water real quick. Yeah, I think that would kind of be like a curse enchant, which I kind of really like because it gives you a reason to use curses.
It's sort of a negative effect to an enchant as well, right? Because fire resistance is... I mean, it's actually one of the usable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, having that to give you some negative effect, I guess that could be interesting. He also mentioned adding, like, elemental enchantments, like using water, fire, wind, earth to affect different items or mobs or whatever. I kind of like those ideas.
I do too.
Especially the elemental stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how you could use it,
Hmm.
Maybe like an earth enchantment allows you to hit crops and it gives you more crops from it. Like if you hit a potato with an earth enchanted axe, instead of getting like 3, it gives you 6.
Oh, yeah, that could be interesting.
Wind, I don't know how that would work, considering there's no wind in Minecraft. Maybe it
Yeah.
allows your elytra to fly further,
Oh, yeah?
or you
Give you a
fall
little
slower.
extra push or something.
Yeah, could be very cool. What's the second part? He says positive and negative reasons to enchant. To me, that goes back to
It's
balancing.
the same sort of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I like the general idea of having positive and negative effects, but I wouldn't want everything to have like a negative effect.
yeah. I think
Uh,
you should never take something away from a Minecraft player, even though we're talking about taking away just clumping all the enchantments on a single set of armor. You should give people a reason to have different sets of armor. And that's where I think the fire resistant boots that can melt snow and ice and stuff, it gives the people not a reason not to just lump that on a certain piece of armor, but to have separate, like another set of armor.
that's a good point. Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to Link? Well, no, we already did Link again, so it's on to J-Man.
All right, let's do J-Man.
J-Man had a lot to say. So, J-Man, I'm sorry, but we're shortening your stuff up. He talks about an auto smelt enchant, not compatible with Silk Touch, but compatible with Fortune.
I'm imagining that I know of a mod which does have auto smelt. I'm imagining it's kind of like that.
Yeah, this is the one where I kind of disagree. It was one of the ones I first thought of when creating our own enchantment. I thought of the auto
Okay.
smelt idea because it's a lot easier to just mine iron and it becomes a bar for you, or mine gold and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it takes a little bit out of the game. Like that one reaches just a little bit too far into the modded world.
Yeah, I've encountered it once. I think I played on Hypixel, some kind of mini game, and I don't know. It felt awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gives you no reason to ever build a furnace again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could still use it for other things, but yeah, there's only real 2 ores that you need to melt. I don't mind melting those.
Yeah. The other part was lava waders. That would be the equivalent for Frostwalker.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could have frosted obsidian, call it unstable obsidian. I think that would be a cool way to introduce a new block into the game.
Yeah, I really like that idea as well. I like using frostwalkers anyway.
I think
I think lava waders could be awesome, especially in the nether and stuff.
yeah. Instead of unstable obsidian, I think it would probably just make magma blocks though.
Yeah, that would make sense. Although I like the name unstable obsidian.
I do too.
I'm interested in what kind of block that would be.
Maybe just more of a bluish obsidian instead of purple.
Yeah. Well, obviously you wouldn't be able to mine it, and it would disappear back, so it wouldn't have much.
It would become a very rare
use.
thing. It would be cool if maybe that's how you do enchanting tables or a different enchanting table.
Oh, like a secret enchanting table, like
Or,
the
yeah,
back
maybe
enchantment.
if you craft a enchanting table with unstable obsidian instead of obsidian, you only get curses instead of enchantments.
Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah, because there's no way to enchant curses, right? You can just
I think it's just you
get them
add
on
them
books.
onto a book or you get them through
Yeah.
looting. Thinking here.
a sneaky enchanting table.
Yeah. Jamin also talked about Bane of Arthropods needing rework, but he gave an idea to rework it
That's
that
true. Yeah.
I really liked. And it's if you attack a spider, it'll become an ally and fight for you for a short period of time. At first, I went, yes, that's awesome. And then I realized, wait, then you're going to have an army of spiders turn on you.
Yeah.
You also mentioned this in the pre-episode.
That was the first thing I thought about, because there are some games who have like a feature like that where you can turn enemies into allies for a while. And like I remember the first time using that, it bites you back. Like you turn a lot of things into allies, and then you go on and pick some fights with some more enemies, and then all of a sudden the first ones turn back, and you get double the amount.
Yeah, because my first thought if I got this enchantment is I would immediately run around, slap every spider I saw, have an army of spiders attacking other mobs, and then come the end of the fight, they all just turn and look at me. Like, oh crap.
Yep. I mean, it would be cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. I kind of like the idea to have an option like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it on a sword. I'd rather have it on a stick or something.
Yeah. Well,
so I could pick and choose.
Well, one of the, I think it's a data pack we have on the Ripple Effect server is what I call the lol guys with the enchanted stick that's got like knockback 4 or something weird on it.
I thought it was just a regular knockback, but it's
maybe
too long since I've seen one.
I don't know. I haven't used it in a while, but I save every one of those enchanted sticks for some odd reason.
Oh no, I've saved a few because I thought I could use them for something in the future.
Yeah,
I haven't yet, but yeah, I don't know. Sticks, enchanted sticks could be fun.
Yeah, some other things I thought about, like you were talking about mixing some stuff for the axe. Fire aspect on an axe turns wood immediately into charcoal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, at first I thought fire aspect on an axe. Well, if I could get fire aspect and looting on an axe, I would never craft a sword anymore, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give it, like, what you say, like, it turns all wood into charcoal, that would obviously change things. So I kind of like it, and I kind of don't.
Agreed. I didn't say it was a great idea, just an idea. I like the idea of looting on an axe, because then it makes an axe a legit weapon again.
Yeah, I think they should work towards that anyway. Like, why wouldn't we be able to use an axe as a weapon? Why not a shovel? I think I mentioned it before the show.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I be able to put sharpness on a shovel? They could use that as a weapon.
Like I said, I really want to hear whenever you hit a zombie with a shovel, it going dong.
Oh, I would love that. That could be an interesting enchant, like a blunt instead of sharpness, like I don't know, heaviness or something. So you could use like a shovel or maybe a pickaxe.
Well, to
it
me,
makes sense if it works more on
it would
weight
be a good idea to add that to like knockback. Maybe if you hit something with a knockback, not only does it knock it back, but it slows them down.
Right? Yeah.
Kind of like what is it? The turtle helmet potion thing.
Oh,
where it kind of makes you a tank, but it slows you down. Well, instead of making you a tank, if you get hit with a knockback shovel, it just knocks you back and slows you down.
Or you get forced into crouch position for a bit.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea.
That slows you down as well, but you also get the idea of being knocked into the ground for a bit.
I like it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but I think we've covered everything. Like I said, you guys were awesome. I think we're going to do this more whenever we have our topics figured out. Give you guys a day in the Discord to come up with stuff.
I remember you asking me, like, oh, shall I put this in the Discord and ask the other ones? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect this much feedback. That was awesome.
No, I was worried people were going to think we just didn't have an idea for the podcast. So they were going to be like, oh, obviously they can't think of anything. I'm not going to tell them stuff.
I mean, they might still think that.
That's true. But we had this podcast planned out. And then when you guys just kept coming with more stuff, it obviously became, no, this is a viewer discussion. Let's talk.
Which was awesome.
It was. This was very entertaining. I loved hearing how everyone hated Bane of Arthropods. And then
I completely didn't think about Bane of the Arthropods yet, and all of a sudden everyone was like, "Oh, Bane of the Arthropods." So I was like, "How did I not think of that?"
Yeah, and then people coming up with different stuff to rework old enchantments, a couple new enchantments that could or could not work. Yeah,
new mechanics even a little bit. Yeah.
I think everyone had the same idea though that enchantments need to be balanced. Just throwing everything on your armor and tools is too much.
yeah, after preparing for this episode and thinking about enchantments a lot, I really got a good feeling like, okay, this is going to be a thing they need to rework.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, and here's the thing. With our Minecon episodes and what we guessed was going to happen at Minecon, we were very accurate. Mojang, listen. Make us accurate again. Give us
Mojang
reason to promote
listen.
that.
Red
Although, Dragons, please.
The only downside is I doubt they're gonna also do that for 1.16. They already got some big plans, so it won't be before 1.17.
No. Well, they talk about changing the combat or whatever, and I think whenever they do change the combat, that would be a good time to insert new enchantments. I
think that will be a good combo, like doing a rework on the combat and doing a rework on the enchants at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let's see if I can do it without messing up this time.
Yeah,
we've been stretching this. If you like the show, you can share it with all your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, please follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Doing those things really helps us reach more listeners. If you'd like to get into contact with the show, send an email to podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com. Tweet us, or like always, join our Discord. That's the best place to have a chat with us, and maybe you can have an influence on that topic at some point. Links will be in the show notes.
Yeah, this show has been brought to you by Bank and myself, but also our digital producer Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it's supposed to and not on a Curse of Vanishing boot. The amazing music you hear on the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Both their social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys, like always, have been incredibly awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. Go drink your milk. Bye.
See ya later.